Hi, let's find the missing side of a right angle triangle. If you understand this, trigonometry becomes very easy. We have a stake 2.5 meters long, rest against a vertical wall. The stake makes an angle of 51 degrees with the ground. Find the height of the wall. To solve problems like this in trigonometry, we must first illustrate the given information in a diagram. We're gonna take it step by step. The question, a stake 2.5 meters long rests against a vertical wall. I will first draw or illustrate the vertical wall like this. Now, a stake which is 2.5 meters long rests against the vertical wall like this. So from here, you draw your stake leaning against the vertical wall which is 2.5 meters long. The stake makes an angle of 51 degrees with the ground, so we first have to illustrate the ground level in our diagram like this. Remember, both the wall and the stake will be on the same ground level, and we have our angle 51 degrees here. Find the height of the wall. We have to look for the height of the wall, which is this side. Now, let's go ahead and label the point of our right angle triangle as A, B, and C, with a 90 degrees angle at point B. And now BC. The length BC becomes the height of the wall. Let's go ahead and represent the height of the wall by a variable. We say let length BC be h. So h is now the height of the wall. Now we can go ahead and label this side as h. Here becomes h. We have the angle 51 degrees. We are looking for h, and we have the 2.5 meter long stake here. Remember, 2.5 on the stake is directly opposite to the right angle. So the side 2.5 on the stake becomes the hypotenuse of our right angle triangle. We go ahead to label 2.5 meters as our hypotenuse, h. So here becomes the h. The hypotenuse. Let me write the hypotenuse in full, hypotenuse. And here, small h becomes the height of the wall. Let length BC be h, which is the height of the wall. Now, we have the angle 51. H is opposite to the angle, and 2.5 is the hypotenuse. From SOHCAHTOA, which of the trigonometric ratios relates the opposite to the hypotenuse? You realize the sine. Sine relates the opposite to the hypotenuse. So from here, sine of the angle 51 is equal to the opposite, which is now h, over the hypotenuse, which is now 2.5. How do we solve for h here? To solve for h, we cross multiply like this. We cross multiply, and then we have our h is equal to 2.5 times sine of the angle 51. Solving this on the calculator, 2.5 times sine 51 will give you the answer as 1.9 meters. So from the calculator, h is equal to 1.9 meters. Let me just label it or write it beside h as 1.9 meters. This is our final answer. Pause the video and try the second question on your own before I review the solution. If you are new to the channel, kindly subscribe for more math tutorial. Let's look at the second question. We have a ladder 30 meters long, stands on a horizontal ground, leaning against a vertical wall. So I'll first draw my vertical wall like this. This becomes my vertical wall. And we have a ladder leaning against the vertical wall like this. The length of the ladder is 30 meters. So I have my 30 meters here. And the ladder and then the vertical wall stands on the same horizontal ground. So I'll draw my horizontal ground like this. Very good. And now we have a complete right angle triangle. Now, the ladder makes an angle of 50 degrees with the ground. Here is the ladder and here is the ground. So here becomes 50 degrees. The angle 50 degrees will be here. How far is the foot of the ladder from the wall? We have to look for the foot of the ladder, which is here. And then the wall is also here. So we are looking for the distance here. We are looking for this distance. Let's call this distance x. Or we can say let x be the distance between the foot of the ladder and the wall. The foot of the ladder and the wall. Now, we have our angle 50 degrees here, and then this side is opposite to the angle 50 degrees. Remember, 13 is directly opposite to the right angle, so 13 becomes the hypotenuse. From SOHCAHTOA, let's write our acronym SOHCAHTOA. Remember that x is adjacent to the angle 50 degrees. So from SOHCAHTOA, which of the relations or the ratios relate the adjacent to the hypotenuse? We realize it's cos. So we're going to use cos in this problem. From here, cos of the angle 50 degrees is equal to the adjacent. Our adjacent is now x. So we have x here over the hypotenuse, which is now 13. Let's make x the subject of the equation by cross multiplying like this. So from here, x is now equal to 13 times cos of the angle 50 degrees. We go ahead to solve this on the calculator. From the calculator, x is equal to 13 times cos 50 will give you 8.36 meters. So from here, our x, or the foot of the ladder, is 8.36 meters from the wall. And this is our final answer. Subscribe for more.